Hello friends, near and far. Dear to my heart, I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. Welcome to this Mercury Retrograde collective reading. We will dive into some astrology, and below you can find the timestamp for the collective reading if you wish to bypass this intro. So have you been feeling the shadow effect of Mercury Retrograde? As of November 25th, it will station retrograde till December 15th's full moon in Gemini. What a great way to wrap up this cycle, right? This culmination with the full moon in Gemini, asking us to really question everything. The cosmic trickster dons the philosopher's cloak, as I like to say. Mercury retrogrades through Sagittarius with this influence of Venus in Capricorn until December 7th. And also Neptune goes direct in Pisces as of December 7th. So this lovely, dreamy friend Neptune is going to station direct, providing the stability that we need to see things through. Bold and boundless, but also grounding our values and principles. Like I said, with this influence of Capricorn, Venus in Capricorn and Saturn now direct. A journey of wisdom unravels in reverse, it seems, where answers we sought now question us for a deeper truth, a deeper meaning. Venus in Capricorn and Saturn and Neptune now ascending, whispers of steady hands and lasting foundations, turning scattered thoughts into purposeful plans, reminding us to ground our visions in the soil of reality, to build love, stability, and long-term goals from the fires of exploration, a dance of dreams and discipline, where we seek truth, yet build with care. Sagittarius always inspires us to dream big, while Saturn reminds us that those dreams need structure. Together, these energies urge us to blend faith in the journey with practical steps forward to success. Pluto in Aquarius, we've all been talking about this, transforms how we see the collective dream, the bigger vision, which will be sextile, this Mercury retrograde. So this is providing a sense of ease to this transit. And Jupiter in Gemini opposes Sagittarius, opposites meet and reunite, this wandering fire where we get to reflect deeply on our own opposing thoughts and beliefs. The opposition might manifest for some in conversations, especially with Mercury retrograde, that may feel a bit scattered or overly broad, with one side pushing for intellectual exploration, while the other seeks a more focused or meaningful discussion. Really, this is reminding us that wisdom lies not just in the journey, but in listening to what's left unsaid. This Mercury retrograde is not a time for straight paths. It is a dance of detours and divine misdirection. Let's use our intuition. Let it be your guide. For in the seeming setbacks, the stars conspire to help you rediscover truths you've always held inside. Now let's get into your reading. Welcome, friends, to this collective Mercury retrograde reading. Just know that if you want to deepen this message and make it more personal, you can check out my free monthly general astrology readings and tarot readings and my love messages. I'm going to be starting the December readings here shortly. And I'm also diving into a Chiron series. So make sure to check out my YouTube channel for all the extra supportive content that you're needing. And there are some helpful links below in playlists if you have trouble finding those playlists. So, Mercury and Gatorade, as one of my friends would say. Have no fear. You know, there's so much fear and drama, and I actually posted on my community page about this. Another great tarot reader just talked about this, and I want to start this reading before we get into the cards about retrogrades, okay? And just astrology and tarot in general. There's a lot of readers, and I'm not here to cast judgment necessarily, but this is shedding light on deeper truths in this community and also just in general. There's a lot of fear stories that can be created. And I like to look at it as lessons. Retrogrades are all about refinement, to reflect on things. We live in a world that is so fast-paced. Things are moving at us at a very quick speed. We've been experiencing not only Pluto changing into Aquarius, but also Saturn direct. There's a lot of movement that's been happening nonetheless, especially after Scorpio season, which is always going to be a deep dive for all the signs. We're coming out of eclipse season as well. So it might feel like a lot, and I don't want people to feel necessarily bombarded or fearful of a Mercury retrograde, because it's actually a blessing in disguise. We not only have Mercury going retrograde, we have Mars going retrograde as some of the external planets. Neptune's going to go direct, and I'll talk about that more in my December reading. So make sure to hit the notification bell to stay up to date. And also like this video and share away with some other people that might need this guidance. So Neptune direct is going to pull the cloak off of our fantasy la la land. And there will be a lot of truths revealed naturally with Mercury retrograde. Also, again, Mars retrograde. It's a time to refine and to reframe and to really pull on the deeper collective truths. Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Pisces going direct. So all the planets do their dances, and it's never a coincidence. So let's reframe, right? The power of our mind and our thoughts. We do not need to live in fear, okay? All of this is meant to serve us, okay? So remember that this retrograde season and all the rest to come, because these cycles are all a part of the cosmic soup, as I like to say. But yes, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. What does this mean for you? And again, these are general readings. This is a collective reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you want to go deeper into a personal reading with me, find my website, okay? All right, let's see. We're going to pull from my new deck that I just got, the Death Doula Oracle. Ancestors, guides, and allies. What does the collective need to know about Mercury retrograde? Mercury retrograde, ancestors, allies, ascended masters. What is this Mercury retrograde bringing in when it comes to deeper truths? Sag season, right? Then we get to ground it with this Capricorn influence. Saturn direct. What a great time to really apply the deep wisdom found within your Saturn placements. Again, I want to say Saturn is very unique and personal to all of you. Some of you may have not even experienced your first Saturn return at the age of 28 to 30. So this is where your birth chart really comes in hand. Okay, especially during this Mercury retrograde in Sag and Capricorn. Also, Sagittarius represents Chiron. So make sure to look into your Chiron. And again, I have that Chiron playlist below. What do we have for Mercury retrograde for my collective? Ascended masters, healed ancestors, guides and allies, and angels. Mercury retrograde. What is the best advice and wisdom I can give? Yeah, cool. So we have grace. Grace. We have lower world. Very scorpionic. Venus is still in Scorpio. And conjure. This card reminds me of the Magician. Because you think of the Magician, Gemini energy for me. Some think of it as Virgo. But it's definitely more Gemini to me. And also Gemini and Virgo, I mentioned that both govern and rule Mercury. So if you do have those placements, of course you might feel this energy more. It's not necessarily going to be more negative. It's just a feeling. It might push you more into this lower world. But for all the signs in general, the lower world, much like scorpionic energy, the underworld, I'm getting reminded of, for Cancer's reading, You may have Cancer in your chart. The story of Persephone and how she took that journey to the underworld to collect a truth. Sag. We have to go below. Again, the subconscious realms, Neptune direct, Saturn. These are the external planets. It's very different than Mercury, Venus, Mars, which kind of govern and rule the actual physical 3D relationships, right? Everyday life. Whereas the unconscious planets, everything from Jupiter and beyond, it's a little more encrypted. It takes a little bit more of us refining. Again, that's why Mercury retrograde is saying we're going to slow down the pace here so that you can actually get the gift, see the gift, uncover something in the underworld here. And it's going to allow you to actually conjure up more power to create change in your life, whatever that is for you. Let's actually read from the book here on the lower world. And of course, grace is always necessary. I think that any retrograde is about grace. Because when you think of the word grace, it's very subtle. It's not boastful. It's not loud. It's not confrontational. And although retrogrades, others around you might be projecting this on you, because wherever you are in the world, there is a level of volatility. There is a level of shake-up and shifts that are occurring naturally. And we have to find that inner grace, even when things are being thrown at us like arrows, truth bombs. Apply grace, stay humble, Jupiter retrograde, especially since there's this opposition here with Sag and Gemini, like I spoke about. There's an opposite here. And especially in the lower world, it's like as above, so below. There's something that's being mirrored in the shadow. Also, retrogrades represent the shadow, the emptiness of that planet. It's not necessarily the emptiness, but it's the descending into the underworld. That's what retrogrades represent. They descend. And it is an illusion. Most people don't realize that the planet's not actually turning backwards, but it's descending into the subconscious realms, which is, again, very much connected to Neptune direct, Saturn direct. So these two parts of your chart are going to help you to apply grace and to stay humble, have a more humble approach where you're conjuring up some sort of power that you're getting from what's hidden. Let's see, the lower world. This card invites you to get in touch with your guides in order to hear, to see and feel their messages. These great educators guide us throughout our day and ask us to strengthen our intuition along the way. These messages are often hidden in the seemingly mundane. To look upon the world with curiosity, keeping watch for the signs, opens you up to seeing and feeling meaning where you wouldn't have previously. This card asks the reader to stay curious on this day and to keep watch for the subtle signs woven into the fabric of your experience. Very much connecting with your dreams. Yeah, this is everything to do with Mercury retrograde. It's what's hidden, you know, what we missed, what details did you bypass? This is where grace needs to be applied, slowing down, especially with Mars going retrograde as well. Okay. And again, the December readings will go into more detail on this, but there is a great power that's found in grace. I'm getting reminded of the Strength card, and we also are wrapping up a Strength year. As some of you already know, 2024 breaks down to an 8, and I've been talking about this in my 2024 readings here. And we're right at the tail end, okay? And on Patreon, you can find all my extended messages, my love messages, and also extra content. I'm also going to be doing a 2025 yearly forecast for all the signs, so join me there as well. But we've been talking about this Strength year, and Grace is the Empress. We just had this Taurus full moon. I also have a reading on that below. You can find that. Because these are cycles, right? We're going to be having that new moon December 1st and that full moon December 15th in Gemini, which again, there's a correlation with Mercury with Gemini. I feel like this power is going to come to you around December 15th. We're going to feel a shift. Okay, because not only, like I said, do we have Sag, Capricorn dancing between this Mercury retrograde, we're going to feel shifts within this period of time till January 20th, okay? But mid-December, whenever you find this reading, there is going to be some sort of shift, and you might perceive it as good or bad. But there's something that's going to be shown to you that was hidden in the lower world. And then you get to decide, do I apply grace? Or do I want to live in fear? You can also purify, cleanse. Energetic hygiene is so important because there is a lot of projecting happening right now in the world. Again, wherever you are in the world, doesn't really matter. There's things happening all over this world. And yes, it can feel intense. There is downtime required, cleansing, being easy on yourself. All right, let's pull some tarot. Ancestors, guides, allies, ascended masters. How can we deepen this message? I want to know more about what you are receiving in this lower world. What are you conjuring up here? Also, conjuring up something reminds me of making a plan. Saturn, right? Capricorn. This is all about choosing wisely, making plans, going over a plan. This could be a business plan. This could be anything in your life. A plan with a partner, okay? And Mercury does represent communication. So, you know, a lot of people will say there can be mistypes, you know, sending the wrong document to someone or misreading a text or, you know, not understanding someone's tone, someone's body language. Apply grace, okay? Give people grace if there's any sort of mishaps there. And this goes for everyone involved, right? There's power in that. But yes, communication, travel, technology. Just breathe. What's going on in this lower world, spirit, ancestors, guides, allies, ascended masters? What is the message behind this lower world for Mercury retrograde? There we go. That's beautiful. Okay. So we have 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, 9 of Swords. So there's this Saturnian, this is Virgo, but which is interesting. We have Virgo and Gemini on each end, which are both governed and ruled by Mercury, like I said. And then we have Scorpio right in the middle, Venus and Scorpio. Interesting. So very much connected to astrology of the times. And then here we have Capricorn on the bottom. Releasing oneself from the binds and restrictions that maybe have been perceived as negative or positive. You know, restrictions in general are somewhat negative in nature, but I'm also getting reminded, especially with Saturn going direct and Mercury is going to be dancing in Capricorn, is that we might perceive them as restrictions, but maybe it is something to protect us. Again, delays can serve us to some extent. So in this lower world card, there's something around the past. 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups can be many things. This is family, nostalgia, memories, soulmates. It's very sweet. It's very fond. It's very light. It's very graceful. Childlike wonder. Around family, this could be past memories around family, or this is someone that you are committed to or once was committed to for some of you. But this is just making a plan for me is what I'm seeing. Reflecting on the past in the lower world so that you can make a vision. 10 of Pentacles is the ultimate vision. This is like the 5-10 year plan. Okay, this is the legacy that you want to leave behind. This is future investments that you're creating to stabilize this 10 of Pentacles. So wherever you are in this journey of creating this stability for yourself, there are things that you're going to have to let go of in order to maintain this 10 of Pentacles, especially maybe from the past. But also I'm getting it as a remembrance of the past, also past parts of self, relationships, whatever that is for you, family. What do you want to bring with you? And what do you want to leave behind in this lower world that's created a level of fear? Okay, Nine of Swords, restlessness, anxiety, worry, doubting yourself. Maybe some of you even are doubting that you can even have this Ten of Pentacles. And this is what maybe needs to be let go of. Okay? Because there is some level of doubt or worry, of rejection even. There's offers here. So with Mercury retrograde, it's also about, again, choose wisely, make a plan. You don't have to definitely make a plan right now. Some of you do. You know, they also have this whole fear around Mercury retrograde. Don't travel, don't do this, don't do that. It's like, well, there's life. You know, that's really hard to tell someone that when life's and things happen. And sometimes we have to make choices, even if it is Mercury retrograde. And that's not really the point here. It's just to tread lightly. And even if it's just 10 seconds of breathing before you maybe lash out or make an impulsive decision, right? Is to think about really before you make any decision or take any offer, Four of Cups from anyone. The question I would say is, does this benefit me long term? Is this something that's going to create more stability in my life, or is it going to create more worry and fear? Okay, so if there's any sort of tension in the shadow work that you're doing, the lower worlds, this could be in your dreams, this could be just subtle little intuitive hits. Again, it talked about connecting to your guides. There's a deeper message there. So also, with these questions that I ask of you, or Spirit's asking of you, is if you do feel any sense of resistance or questioning something during this time, ask your guides. Okay, ask them those two questions. Is this going to benefit me long term? Is this a part of my legacy? Is this where I'm meant to be? Or is this creating more fear? Is this going to cause me more restlessness and anxiety? You know, maybe if you don't know those answers, because sometimes, let's be honest, during retrogrades, it's not so transparent. It's like deciphering a riddle. But in that process, it's getting you to where you need to go. And it's also guiding you to connect more with spirit, right? Lower worlds. There's a message in the lower worlds with your guides, your ancestors, your allies. Ask them. They have answers for you when you feel confused. All right, let's pull from the Moonology. What else do we have for the collective for Mercury retrograde? Ancestors, allies, guides. You might also get tongue-tied. I'm already feeling it. I'm a little... That happens a lot. I have a lot of Gemini in my chart, so I do feel it. But what does it tell me when that happens is slow down. Just slow down. Take a deep breath. Are you rushing yourself? Are you applying grace to the situation? Are you making impulsive decisions? Also, I'm getting reminded, the Ten of Pentacles, Six of Cups is very much holiday seasons, even if you don't celebrate the holidays, wherever you are in the world. For those of you that do, this could be talking about some fears around family, the past, having to visit family. Understandable. Talk to your guides. Pray. Breathe. Apply grace even to family, past. Don't get yourself caught up too much in this Nine of Swords energy where you become so restless and you take on the burdens of everyone else. What else do we have for this Mercury retrograde collective reading? Ancestors, guides, allies. Please allow me to portray the message here. A personal issue reaches resolution. Beautiful. Full moon in Cancer. What's interesting is we're going to have Mars dancing back and forth between Leo and Cancer. And in my general monthly readings, I'll be talking about that more. So again, follow me on my YouTube page here if you want to go deeper into these messages with me. Oh, I'm going to take that too. Yeah, and make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. It's a free way to support me in these messages. So, personal a personal issue reaches resolution, full moon in Cancer. So this could just talk about Cancer placements. Again, sign wise, I told you we have Venus and Scorpio here, Gemini. I think this is Mercury and Gemini. Nine of Swords. Hold on. I want to give you the exact, because these could be parts of your chart or someone else's that you need to pay attention to. I think it's Mercury and Gemini is Nine of Swords, but let me double check here. Mars and Gemini, okay. So we have this Mars energy that's coming up because the Cancer card's coming up here. Also reflecting back to the full moon in Cancer as well, or fourth chart within your birth chart will help you. Also, Cancer represents the fourth house, and that's family. So there's a lot coming up around family, 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. That's causing a level of worry. Mars, let's talk about this. So Mars is about initiation. This is our drive, our motivation. And we were talking about impulsivity. So these retrogrades, especially Mercury retrograde, is not about not making decisions, because there are answers in the lower worlds. But we need to apply grace to situations and not lash out. Mars energy can be very volatile. When I think of Mars in Cancer or Mars in Gemini, it can feel very impulsive and protective. Right? Mars in Cancer, when we experience this energy, it's like mama bear. And there's a time and a place when we have to pull on that energy. I'm not here to say this to be a doormat. Again, does this serve me in the bigger scheme of things? Sag energy, the big picture. Look at the big picture. 10 of Pentacles. Or am I staying confined and restricted to a past belief? 6 of Cups, 9 of Swords. There is going to be an issue that reaches resolution. Okay? And there is also something, nothing will come of the situation. So there's something here around the past. Of course, retrogrades will bring up the past. I'm not surprised to see that here. And there's something from your past, whatever that might be for you, nothing will come of that situation. Let's pull here. Sacred Destiny. What guidance do we have for the Mercury retrograde reading for the collective? What do we have for them? Ancestors, guides, pleasure, opportunity. There's an opportunity here for a personal issue to reach resolution, but it does require flexibility, adaptability, grace, pleasure. So yes, there is going to be moments of pure bliss and happiness and opportunities for that. But we have to let go of the fear stories that we're creating. Our limiting beliefs. Saturn direct is really showing us this right now. I want to pull from Soul's Growth. Finding pleasure in the simple things, finding pleasure in time with family for some of you. Again, not all of you have family here, but I am seeing that strongly with the holidays for some. There is going to be moments of happiness, and there is going to be moments where nothing will come of the situation. So what are you feeding? Are you feeding it the 9 of Swords? Because that's going to create more 9 of Swords. Yeah, relationships just flew out. So this can literally be any relationship. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Again, does this serve the long-term vision? 10 of Pentacles. Is this where stability is created? Is this a healthy foundation? Okay. Is this something that I want to bring in? Is this relationship something that I want to bring into my future? Or am I in denial of this truth that's been shown to me in the lower world? It says here, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Exactly. That's what I started this reading talking about, was this whole fear story that we can create around astrology and tarot. But there's also opportunities here and great joy and pleasure. It's all about our perception. But there is a denial amongst relationships. And again, it could be any family, friends, lovers. Who is serving your highest good? Who has your best interests at hand? And the ones that don't, there is going to be light shed upon that. And to have some grace within these transitions of situations where nothing will come of it. And just know that you will reach, especially during this Mercury retrograde period, a personal issue will reach conclusion. Awesome. Let's pull one more message to wrap up this reading for you. Again, thank you for joining me here. If you want to go deeper in a private reading, you can find my information below. And stay tuned for the December messages. I'll be cranking those out here soon. Sag, you're first. It's your B-Day month. And I work counterclockwise. All right. Mercury retrograde closing messages, angels, ancestors, guides. What is the core message that we can leave them with? Simplicity. A blade of grass, a smile, and a good thought are simple. Breathing in and out, simple. Truth is simple. Discovery is simple. Wow. Kind of what I was saying. What brings you fear? What brings you joy? It's a very feeling-based time. We're going to have to reach into the depths of our mind. Things are not going to be so on the surface. Again, Mercury and Mars going retrograde. I do feel that with December 7th, like I said, Neptune direct. It's like the wool being pulled from our eyes, you know? Whew! What we thought was a real authentic connection, potentially, something that was going to be long-standing, something that maybe we were in denial about while Neptune was retrograde, especially around relationships, is going to be shown to us. And it's very simple. I got listening here as well. It's about simplifying. Because Nine of Swords is very hectic. It's 9 swords. You're literally at the end. 9s are usually where the realization occurs. So that's, again, the message is showing that a personal issue will reach resolution. So for those of you that were worried about a situation, you will have some answers, but it is going to require you to simplify, to get really clear about your goals, and to stop being in a perpetual state of worry, fear, apathy, victimizing yourself. You have to accept what's right in front of you. You can't be in denial. And that can be very simple, but it can be also very challenging. I empathize with you, especially when you have, a lot going on. You feel bombarded. Again, projection. But listen, it says listening means being fully present for another person. When we are truly heard by someone, healing becomes possible. And then I have harmlessness. Harmlessness is the intention to live with gentleness, grace, awareness, and compassion towards ourselves and all others. May I learn to create less pain through my thoughts. Yeah, 9 of Swords, words and actions. Yeah, so being humbled during this time, Jupiter retrograde, for sure, especially with Sag opposition, right? This Jupiter in Gemini. I'm getting also a reminder around communication to just listen. It might be hard to hear something that maybe you were in denial about, but learn to create less pain through your thoughts, words, and actions. So simplify. This is maybe speaking less. When we are really fired up about something, especially when we're in that 9 of Swords, think about people when they have anxiety. I know I've struggled with this. It's like word vomit, projection. So again, I keep getting that word that people are going to be projecting, or you might be. So catch yourself and simplify. Less is more. You could probably get a message off easily with very simple words. And to be less harmful to yourself as well. Creating thoughts that are not necessary. And listen, be more present for others. that maybe need to work through some of this energy that we've been talking about. All right, I wish you all the best. Bye for now.